Welcome to the full-length look at our recent visit to Amsterdam in late May of 2026 aboard the DFDS Princess Seaways sailing from Newcastle. Chapters are included and listed in the description if you'd like to skip to a particular section, and as always, thank you for watching. So, back in late May of 2026, we decided to revisit Amsterdam. We're travelling from South Tyne side, which is kind of in the middle of Newcastle and Sunderland. Journey starts on the A19 northbound, heading towards the Tyne Tunnel. I kindly asked Google if it would summarise some information about the Tyne tunnels, and this is what it had to say. So it's a vital river crossing on the A19 connecting North and South Tyneside. First opened in 1951 as a pedestrian and cycle route to serve local shipyard workers. The vehicular tunnel later opened in 1967, and a second tunnel was added in 2011 to manage growing regional traffic. So from 1947 to 51, post-war restrictions limited funding, so authorities prioritised the pedestrian and cyclist tunnels. They opened on July 24, 1951 and were built with historic wooden escalators and served up to 20,000 workers daily who needed access to the shipyards. Then, October 1967, Queen Elizabeth II officially opened the first vehicular Tyne Tunnel. It was built using miners operating in compressed air and was initially designed to handle 25,000 vehicles per day. In 2008 to 2011, to accommodate rising vehicle demand, a second vehicle tunnel was constructed using immersed tube technology. The original 1967 tunnel was then temporarily closed for major refurbishments. Both tunnels reopened in late 2011 to handle single direction traffic, northbound and southbound. In 2021, the Tyne tunnels modernised operations by removing traditional toll booths and introducing open road tolling, speeding up journeys and reducing traffic emissions. The tunnels are publicly owned by the North East Combined Authority and managed by the private operator TT2. I'll leave a little link in the description if you want to find out a little bit more about the Tyne Tunnel, toll prices, etc., things like that. So upon exiting the Tyne Tunnel on the north side, it's 5-10 minutes maybe at the most in the car to the cruise terminal, the port. Gonna park the car up for a couple of days when we get there and hop on board the ship or the boat. I'll try not to do too much talking on the video. There is kind of like, I would like the shots and to play out as you have a little wander around the ship, and eventually when we set sail around 5 p.m. we'll have a good little look along the riverside. But in part 3 on our return, we'll take a little bit more of an in-depth look at the sights at the sail on the riverside. We'll touch upon them on the way out. So here we are into the cruise terminal, I believe it's kind of called, or this general area is. So on approaching, there's areas here where you can drop people off. I think coaches come along here as well, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop Mrs. Cricket Travels off and Cricket Travels Junior. I'm going to go and park the car and get a receipt ticket, so on the way back when we leave the passenger terminal in, I can pay for the parking, pick up the car. So this is going to be our third time as a family venturing to Amsterdam on the ferry. I went across with some friends when I was in my early 20s. Amsterdam's kind of changed a bit since then, but this is our first time since late 2022 when we went in the winter time. And that was a bit of a different experience. Cold, wet, and the seas were quite rough, and you can feel quite a lot of the waves. So I'm just going to park the car up here and take a little walk down to the terminal and get all checked in. Plenty of parking there is. Not sure how full it gets, but I didn't have any trouble parking the car. So this is probably getting on for about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I think check-in started around that time. I think it was closer to 3 o'clock when they actually allowed you into the security area. And this is the passenger terminal. Plenty of seating area. There's vending machines, etc. There's some machines along the walls that allow you to pay for your parking. That's where we'll be heading through very soon. So it's a few minutes walk once you get through the security area. Lots of corridors taking you along those kind of like enclosed gangway. And you come onto the ship on around about the 4th level. Which is where the cars and vehicles etc. are coming on as well at the same time. We take the lift up, requiring a bit of special assistance for Cricket Travels Junior, but there is stairs and other lifts once you get a little bit higher as well, but they allow us to use the lifts from the deck 4. Really good for special assistance, I must say. The staff, DFDS, very attentive, watching for people who may require that, checking on them. They did that with us. They moved us to the front of the queue. Saved a bit of waiting around for Cricket Travels Junior. So here we are. We're going through 4th deck. See all the cars are coming on. We'll see a shot of them coming onto the ship from above, and we'll have a little wander around the outside. But there's stairs obviously leading up and down pretty much every deck, I believe. And we were staying in the Commodore suites. Quite nice. Have a little room tour, which you'll see in a moment here. That's our room. So this is actually the following day when we return from Amsterdam. That's why I'm dressed a bit different. Just didn't have the time when we first got on board the first day, but this essentially is the room. Big double bed. There's a single pull-out one for Cricket Travels Junior, and you'll see behind the sliding doors the bathroom area. Nice, comfortable, and there was a mini bar there, complimentary, which they restocked. Quite snug, the bathroom and the shower, but we enjoyed it. Television in there as well, not the best choice of channels. So I'm gonna take a little walk outside now along the decks. So looking across the water from the north to the south, there's South Tyneside, South Shields leading along to Jarrow. good access to the decks, all the way from deck 8, but you can go further up there. Deck 9. I don't think there's too much to deck 10, but deck 11 is where the sky bar is, where we'll have a little look at that shortly. It was a bit overcast, but once we got into Amsterdam, it was quite hot. It was getting into the mid-20s. Just below there, you'll see the vehicles coming on to the ship there. So I'm going to look over the north side now, and this is where we've just come across. There's the passenger terminal. Nice big sturdy ferry it is, the Princess Seaways. We've also been on the other ship that does this route, the King Seaways. That's what had the Commodore Deluxe suites on there, I believe. Very nice. But just go up one more deck. That's where you'll find the outdoor bar. When we were in winter, obviously it wasn't. I don't believe it was open when we came in winter time. Seas were fairly rough, raining, etc. So I'm not sure if it would be a pleasant place to sit out and have a pint. But plenty of people were on this particular trip. So we're due to set off around, if I remember correctly, 5 p.m. I think the check-in closes at 4:30, and it's set sail on this particular trip anyway at, I'm sure, 5 p.m. Once you get on board the ship, though, they'll tell you that they actually operate on European time. So that's obviously 1 hour ahead of British summer time. So here we are, just having a little wander along some of the decks and the facilities, etc., the bars. So deck 8, this is not far from where our room was actually. It leads onto this club. I can't remember the names of the places, to be honest with you. I was going to put some titles up, but I thought, oh, I'm bound to get one of them wrong, and etc. So I thought I'll just speak over it and say this is a club and this is a pub. But this was a club. This is where they have the bingo, which we sat and watched on the evening and had a few drinks, went outside, watched the sunset. And come around here, you'll see this. It's like a games room as well. They may have had an act on in that particular area as well, but the bar that I initially went through, they had a guitarist, singer, entertainer on there. Really good he was. So there's plenty to do, to be honest with you. So heading back down to the next deck, which is deck 7. And this is where you'll find some of the eateries. The North Sea Bistro, I think this is. This is where you'll come to get your breakfast straight ahead there. If I was to carry on there, you'll see it in the next the next video takes you into the breakfast area if you're in the one. And you get a complimentary breakfast with the Commodore room. So I think this is called the coffee crew. It speaks for itself what it is. I think you get food snacks as well there. Back down to deck 6 now, and continuing the places where you can get something to eat as well as other things. And there's the like the reception desk, etc. This is where you'll find duty free as well, which we'll take a little look at a little bit later. But I'm sure it was on the deck 6 where we went to the buffet restaurant, which I think we paid around about £26 each for. It's discounted if you order it. You pre-book your place when you buy a passage onto the ferry. If you go on board, I think it's several pounds more, or euros. So that's kind of like, biding a little bit of time here, waiting for the ferry to set sail, and they've just capturing a few more extra shots.
Said I'm gonna win. Catch you down on me. Just don't get enough from me. Said I'm gonna win. Catch you down on me. Just don't get enough from me. Said I'm gonna win. Catch you down on me. Just don't get enough from me. Said I'm gonna win.
Wanted to capture as much of the decks as possible. That's why I'm having a good old wander around, just letting these shots really play out. Figured, I'll let people have a good look at what's there, what you can see from there, what's involved, etc. So the ferry's now getting into full swing to leave, and it's going to head up the River Tyne into the mouth of the Tyne between the two piers. So that is South Shields, North Shields, and Tynemouth at the end as well. And we are off. Takes I think upwards of 20-30 minutes for the ferry to make its way along to the mouth of the Tyne. You get a nice view of both sides of the river. Last time I took this trip, it was quite dark. It was middle of winter. Still quite nice, to be honest with you. Seeing everything all lit up by the riverside on both sides. But this was turning into a rather nice evening. Obviously this is late afternoon, but we're getting into late evening, and it was very calm, very steady, the seas, I remember, once we got out into the North Sea. So we're just going to gradually make our way along. Cruise ship there you see in the background, I think that appears in the Tyne every now and then. I'm sure it was there only very recently. I went back to the Riverside to get some shots of this particular ferry going out the Princess Seaways. So this is looking over to the south side. That's the Riverside Development that's going on there. I'll put a link into the previous video I did about our trip. I went along and filmed some more recent shots of the Riverside Development and how it had changed in the almost 3 years since we came back from Amsterdam. Be passing a few sites now further along from there. So here we have the South Shields ferry landing. Before that was the Customs House, what was the BT building. I'm not too sure what it's going to be called now, or is called now, or what's plans are for it. And we are looking over to the north side. We're slowly making our way to the North Shields ferry landing, which we'll see a little bit more of quite soon. The sun was starting to come out, I remember. We made for a rather nice dramatic sky with all the clouds and the sun shining through them all. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I like a nice dramatic sky. And there is the North Shields ferry landing. It had been out of commission for a little while. They'd taken a bit of storm damage earlier in the year, so there was repair work on it. So the landing, the ferry service was unfortunately out of action for a little bit. We're passing the North Shields Fish Quay we are approximately now. And this is looking over on the south side though. Approaching the Lawe top, which is the bank that sits over on the south side. I think these are from about 2022, I believe. I'd used them in the previous film I made about a trip to Amsterdam and back. The ferry is now coming into view from what is the Little Haven Hotel on the south side. We popped down for a couple of drinks only a few days before this video goes out. It was just specifically to get a few shots of the ferry. I was under the belief it wasn't going to leave until 5 o'clock. We got there for about 4:45 and the ferry was, as you could see on the shots, already come up the corner, so I had to quickly get 1 or 2 cameras ready and just get the shots there and then. I'd planned something slightly different, time lapse of it going out, as well as 1 or 2 other things, but it worked out alright, to be honest with you. I got the shots that I needed. The Little Haven Hotel there that you can see, and further along from it to the left is the Groyne Lighthouse. There's generally, there's a lot of people the wave and to the ferry and vice versa. The people from the ferry wave back. I've done it myself many a time. It's nice to be on that side of it, waving back. This was a lovely Sunday afternoon and we went down to get these shots. Obviously that particular ferry doesn't go, it's every other day that it returns to the Tyne and leaves. And I'll have a look at the schedule to see when it was next appearing and leaving the Tyne, and that was this particular Sunday. We'll see a little bit more of the Groyne Lighthouse when we come back to the River Tyne in the third and final episode. Went along to get some shots of the ferry arriving on the same day that I got the ferry leaving shots, so that we got there very early Sunday morning, a little before 8:30 to get it arriving. It was due to dock at about 9:15, I think. I figured if I got there for about 8:30 in the morning, I would likely catch it, and I was kind of right. We'll see the shots for that in the third part. Being on board, going through the Tyne along through the mouth out into the North Sea. It's a nice little sail through the river. quite relaxing it is. I made the most of getting as many shots as I could. I knew I had some shots of the riverside from some other projects, north and south. I also wanted to get some new additional ones as well, hence going down on Sunday morning and Sunday tea time to get the ferry coming in and out, as well as one or two other shots of things. And there we are, looking over the north side to Tynemouth Priory and Castle, as well as the North Pier. If you're on the pier there and you walked all the way back to the shore, and the Tynemouth Priory and Castle would be more or less like above you, overlooking where you were. I was having a great time just filming these particular shots, just looking out onto the piers, out to sea, down the coast, up the coast. Quite relaxing. I was hoping, that would come across in the shots. That's why I've left them to play out quite long, the shots. That's why the skip button was invented, and chapters you prefer to move on. So now we're coming up to the South Shields Lighthouse. The pier had a little bit of damage. It was, I'm sure, on the other side of the outer wall. We had quite a lot of bad weather earlier in the year. One little last look out, and I wanted to get to the back of the ship and get a shot looking back at the mouth of the Tyne. Some nice views up and down the coast as well. I've added a few stock shots in here, give you an idea of some of the places that you might not get a good view as some of the stock shots that you'll see, but it's just to give you an idea of the places that are near to the north, and as we hug the coastline going south as well. again, I use a company called Envado for these stock shots, these drone shots and other things. Fantastic company, well worth the yearly membership fee that I pay. Excellent selection of videos. I mostly use videos, a little bit of photographs, but there's various other things that you can use it. And there's the Tynemouth Priory and Castle. Tynemouth itself. And a little bit further along, Whitley Bay. So the journey, it's overnight, so we get into the Netherlands the following morning. Sometime, I think it's about 9:45 in the morning at European time, and it's at IJmuiden, I think you pronounce it, and that's where the ferry docks. You get on a taxi or a bus, whatever transport you want, I suppose. And it's about a 30 to 40 minute drive ride to Amsterdam city centre from there. The sea was lovely and calm. One of the staff had said that a recent trip they'd been on the ferry was extremely calm. So I think picked a good time of year, or maybe it was about lucky with the weather, I don't know. But it was quite calm, in fact incredibly calm compared to the time that we were on before in December 2022. So these are some of the stock shots that I'd mentioned. Southwards along the coast, this is South Shields, one of the beaches. A little bit further down from that is Marston Rock in the Marston Bay area. And a little further along from that is Commodore Lighthouse. But this is obviously us on board, enjoying a drink. It was Mrs. Krieger Travel's birthday, hence the reason why we took the short break. Just enjoying the gentleman was singing a few songs. It was a really good job of it too. And why the next jaunt into the duty free. Some good prices, some possibly bought one or two things, I can't remember now to be honest with you, but I do like a bit of Haribo. There was some good offers on the Haribo, but I don't know, I was just happy to have a little look at them rather than buy a few bags. This is obviously the closed section there on wander through with Craigie Travellers Jr. So there's the River Tyne. We're going to pass the River Weir. We're heading down past Sunderland. And further down the coast is Seaham. And there's Hartlepool and Hartlepool Marina. So you won't get this kind of view, obviously, from the boat, from the ferry, but you see the coastline as you head down. This is getting towards sunset now. I mean, we can see ourselves here going back potentially next year or the year after. I know it's a trip to Amsterdam, but it's not necessarily the Amsterdam experience that is the reason, we'll go on the trip. It would be, for a night or two on the ferry as well. Just making my way to the back now. And back inside, this is going to be where I think it's the Explorer's Kitchen, I think it's called, where you can get the buffet. We paid, I think, about £26 each for it. Even though this is day one, we actually went on the way back. We didn't have sit down for dinner on the way there. So the shots that you'll see inside are actually from the following day when we did go into the restaurant. But for the purpose of this film, I thought I'd show them here. So there's a wide selection of foods. You get a discount if you pre-book it when you pay for your passage on the ferry. If you go on the day and pay for it, I believe it's a few pounds more, euros. I think there's table service as well for the drinks. We went into the club. I mentioned earlier about the bingo. Bingo was going on there at the time. I think there was an act due to come on at some point in the evening, but we didn't stick around too long. But here we are, making our way down to North Yorkshire, past the North York Moors. And you find Whitby Abbey. And look further south from that is Scarborough. I think it's kind of around this point where you really are going further out into the North Sea now. Try not to speak too much over these shots. I hope you're enjoying them anyway. I find them quite relaxing. I know I certainly do on the night time, but sitting watching them, I do as well. I think we went back to the camp, I think by about 10 o'clock. Had a couple of drinks from the minibar. There was Clint Eastwood film on the television in English language, and I had to watch it to the end. Unforgiven, one of my favourites. And tried to get a few hours sleep before we came into the Netherlands. We spent the night on board Princess Seaways. I think we woke up around 7 a.m. and that would be the Central European time, if I remember correctly. But we weren't too far off the coast of the Netherlands and getting quite close to IJmuiden, which is where the ferry pulls in. So we had complimentary breakfast because we had a Commodore Class room. I think we got there for 8 o'clock, again European time, 7 a.m. Yeah, but we were still in England. Very nice selection, just as I remember from last time actually. I just enjoyed the overnight boats. They were very nice.
Yeah, I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you. I keep looking, I keep searching. Need you to
Again, with the first part, you'll find sections that have long takes, let the shots play out and give you a good view of what's there, what to expect, what the view of the coastline looks like, it's like coming in through the harbour. It was fairly busy at the harbour. It's quite an industrial place. You will see the steel factory across from where the ship docks as well. You're greeted with these lighthouses on either side. This is the southern.
I'm waiting for something to change, 'cause when I'm not here, it's like I'm falling, and I don't know why I feel pain, 'cause when I'm not here, I keep on falling.
Beautiful morning. It couldn't have been much nicer for sailing into the Netherlands.
Bit of fire, but all I see is you.
And here we have the North Lighthouse. You can see on the horizon there, that's the Tata Steel.
I keep looking, I keep searching. Need you to be around, so I feel safe and sound. I keep looking, I keep searching. Need you to be around, so I feel safe and sound. I've been hiding out for days.
It looked like there was, I want to say something like a caravan site on this side.
Yeah, I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you. I keep looking, I keep searching. Need you to be around, so I feel safe and sound. I keep looking.
So as we slowly proceed through the harbour, this is where we will come into.
So I feel safe and sound.
There's the Tata Steel and a factory, industrial area, straight across.
So I feel safe and sound. I keep looking.
Quite a few shots of the other sites that you'll see along the riverside as well.
So I feel safe and sound. I'm falling, and I don't know why I feel pain. 'Cause when I'm not here, I keep
Around this time anyway, there's announcements happening as you come through the harbour, asking for people with vehicles to make their way to a certain point. Other people will be asked to meet down on deck 6, where you will congregate.
silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you.
You will then make your way down either via steps or a lift. We had a lift for the special assistance that we required for Travels Junior, and it takes you just down one more level where you will disembark.
Need you to be found, so I feel safe and sound. I've been hiding out for
And this is the area where the people in the background, you can see they're making their way to where the vehicles are stored on, I think, the 4th deck. On my head there. So just like when you were back in North Tyneside, the Newcastle, a little bit of a walk, not too far, and take you into the customs area. I went a little bit ahead. I wanted to get some shots. Mr. Travels and Travels Junior, they came a little bit further behind me. They were using the lift to get down to deck 4. I used the stairs, went a little bit ahead. Wanted to get some shots of the building, the facility outside, the coach, where you get your coach, etc., where there's taxis. So when you come to this bit, there is an escalator on one side, and to the right there is actually a lift there. I think it's big enough for maybe 2 or 3 people to stand on. It's like platform, safety barriers, takes you down quite slowly, carefully. I used the escalator. I just passed through customs here. It took a little bit longer than remember the last time, but Mrs. Travels Junior, they waited quite a bit longer than what I did. The new scanners, etc., for travelling in and out of Europe kind of caused like a bit of a delay. All's well that ends well. We got there onto the coach and made our way to Amsterdam. So the coach, nice big coach, air conditioned. It's anywhere between, I would say, 30 and 40 minutes for the journey. And it drops you at a fairly close proximity to the city centre, right on the riverside as well. It's very close to the large transport hub, central station that you can see on the right there with Amsterdam along the roof. If we return, we are going to make our way along to the train station to make our way into the city centre the next time. We'll show you the route that we took here. We took a left before you get to the train station. You go under a bridge and you're out into like a very large central area. As you make your way there, this is the ferry that'll take you to the other side. There's museums, other things across there. We haven't done that yet, but I've got a feeling that we're going to have to do it one day. Next time we return, perhaps. They seem quite regular as well, the ferries. So this is the route that we took underneath those rail tracks that you can see there, and made our way along to this part here that we'll speak more on this area very soon. Give you a little bit of advice about the cyclist is keep an eye on them. They may not stop for you. So just be a little bit wary and careful. It's a very popular mode of transport in the Netherlands. You'll see on the shots there's a lot of people on their bikes. There's lots of areas to store them. It's a fantastic city to wander around on your bike, I would imagine. It's giving me an idea there. So these are some of the canals that you'll come across. Lots of boats given tours. You'll see it's kind of like a big central area where there seems to be a lot of boats where you can get on and take a tour. But we'll see that shortly. So I'm making my way to the basilica that you saw previously, passing another one of the canals along the way. Lovely day. It was getting into the mid-20s, the temperature, and if not, it did get into the mid-20s by early afternoon. So here's the Basilica of St. Nicholas, which I'm going to walk past. Beautiful building. The architecture in Amsterdam is fantastic. I've been to one or two cities now in and around Europe, and the architecture varies. It's always beautiful, very grand, fascinating to see some of the buildings, and you kind of like get a sense of history from Amsterdam, which has quite a lot of history. Lots of places to see, lots of things to do when you're there. We were just there for, I want to say, around about 4 hours. We just decided to do the whistle stop tour of Amsterdam, which is what we did on the previous occasions as well. Which is enough for us, to be honest with you. We thoroughly enjoyed. especially if the weather's as nice as this. We've been there when it was wet and cold, but there's always plenty of places to sit, have a nice coffee, get out the rain, or getting out of the sun with some cold drinks. So this is a part of the big central area, and you can see there the boats. I think they offer tours. And there's the big central station. So as you can see, we've made our way past it and going in now into what essentially is the centre or the heart of Amsterdam. We stopped off for a quick McDonald's. We got separated a little bit because I went ahead and got some shots. We met up and had a cold drink there and figured out where we were going to go next. So if you're to jump on one of the tour boats anyway, which we haven't done yet, like I said before, I would imagine it's a very pleasant way to spend however long it may be. I really don't know. I'd like to think you got at least an hour, or maybe it's 2, for the money that you pay. There's some of that fantastic architecture. Classical look of Amsterdam when I certainly think of Amsterdam anyway. I think of houses and canals and it certainly delivers when you get there. So back in that area we can get the tours. If you were to walk down that avenue or street, it'll take you to this area here, Dam Square. It's where you find the Royal Palace and also the Space of Remembrance Open Air Memorial. So the last time we were here, 2022, December, and this is some shots that I got. This is all in one of the previous videos that I put together of that particular trips. We did 2 trips. There's a sign there asking you to be aware and beware of pickpockets. Again, just a few more shots. We didn't go down to this area when we went recently, so I thought I'd include a couple of little shots there just to give you a look at what it's like. I'll leave a link with the previous videos in the description. Here's some more of the places of interest around Amsterdam. Haven't been into them yet. We keep getting sidetracked doing different things, and so again we're going to have to visit at least 1 or 2 on the next time we come to Amsterdam. But as you can see, there's plenty of places to look, and there's also events, celebrations that happen in and around Amsterdam. We kind of did a great big loop around Amsterdam city centre. We got into centre and then proceeded west.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore.
So we went on a little bit of a wander. Plenty of pedestrian crossings. Be careful of the cyclists.
'Cause nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up. 'Cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore.
So the first of 2 Irish-themed pubs that we stopped off in, and this was the Blarney store.
Maybe I could have seen
Nice cold pint. I think I was saying at this point, let's not hurry back into the sunshine too quickly.
the only one lost in translation.
I'm kind of like toying with the idea of getting some of the Dutch fries, chips. We walk past 1 or 2 places here.
Oh, it hurts to grow up.
We're due to go to the buffet. We paid for the buffet on board the ferry for the return trip. So kind of kept our appetites for that. Done a nice big breakfast.
Oh, it hurts to grow up. 'Cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore. Teach me how to fall into the unknown. Whatever may come. Oh, nothing makes sense.
You'll see what seemed fairly popular was the bikes that had barrows on them, but this would either be at the front or the back for either, carrying things or children. So this is the second place, and I just spilled my pint. I just getting it, knocked it over accidentally. I may put the shot in, but the lady who ran the pub, she came out, saw what happened, and gave me another pint on the house. And she was very welcoming and recommended some local food, bitter balls, and I ordered some for Pretty Travels Jr. to try. Thought they were delicious. They were served with a French style mustard. Well, kind of like mini Scotch eggs in a way, but if you like Scotch eggs, then I would definitely recommend. There's one of them bikes with the barrows in them. It seemed like a very family-friendly city. There's areas for adults, obviously, with it being Amsterdam. Now we're making our way to the Central Station. we've had a good wander around and decided to come here. We knew it was cooler in there. We thought we'll go in, have another drink, perhaps do a little bit of window shopping, etc. There's toilet facilities in there, but you have to pay slightly less than €1, but they give you a token. I think you get 50-cent token to spend in some of the shops in this particular shopping area of the building. So you spend a penny and you get 50 back. This is our third time now going to Amsterdam together, and been pleasant and very enjoyable trips. So just off to the right there, that's where we for a drink. Dunkin' Donuts it was. Very nice, all automated. You go to the, just like McDonald's, go to the screen, type in what you want. I decided to go for a little wander and I want to have a little look outside onto the riverside. There's a few places to come in and out of the building from this side. Amstel River. Nice beer. This was a Saturday. I'm not sure what through the week would have looked like. But it was quite busy, as you can see in all the shots that come before this. So it's a big transport hub, the Central Station, and there is buses, trams and trains, I believe. So I'm just going to go up and down some of the escalators just to give you a look at some of them. This is where you can get the buses. I think the tour bus the Amsterdam City Tour bus.
We stay here until tomorrow. Can't let them win this time. I'm so madly in love with you. So stay and let this move. You got me inspired.
Gonna head back down now.
Stay by his fire. So stay, so stay. Everything you find, everything you find.
When I went downstairs, that may have been some form of metro train. Going back through the shopping area, we're coming up to a place now on the right. I think this is where you go in and to get the trains. There's a website concerning the Amsterdam Central building. I'm going to put a link to it in the description there. It gives you the layout, what shops are in there, what modes of transport. I think possibly schedules as well for those different types of transport. It's quite interesting, well worth checking out. Might give you a good heads up if you are thinking about using any of the transport or paying a visit to this building.
Something around here feels
So just going to head out now.
Don't look down, just climb. Need to have a path to follow. I'm right behind. I'm so madly in love with you. So stay and let this move. You got me inspired. We can stay by his
Everything seemed so, quite tourist friendly. It seemed like it was, yes, there'd be a learning curve to a lot of the transports, but it seemed, quite welcoming and straightforward, I suppose.
We stay here until tomorrow.
We are going to make our way now back to the coach. Between 3 and 3:30, that was kind of like the approximate time that we were going to get there. I think it could have been closer to 3:30 that they wanted you there for, but we got there between 3 and 3:30. So, I mean, we were making our way back to the ferry now, but our life continues in Amsterdam, getting ready for its evening. Apparently it's very beautiful, all lit up. Some of these shots kind of like reflect that as well, but I think one time we're going to have to stay overnight and just have a nice wander around on an evening. much quicker passing through the customs area. On the way back it was, thankfully. I wanted to get out and get some shots of us leaving the harbour. Not too many though. I was a bit tired by this point actually. Somewhere between 10 and 15,000 steps according to my watch, and I was still to do a few thousand more. I came through on deck 5, made my way up to deck 6 there, then further steps up to deck 8, dropped a few things off at the cabin, came outside, because it wasn't too long after that it was set off. A very nice, pleasant surprise. I think this may be the coast guard that you see shortly, not entirely sure, but it was a fantastic way to end our visit to the Netherlands. It was certainly the highlight of the return journey, but more of that in 1 or 2 minutes. Sorry for the long played out shot, but it was, I don't know, it's quite peaceful and tranquil watching the ships come and go. It kind of reminds us a lot of the River Tyne growing up, when you saw probably ships a bit more often than what you do now. It's still a busy harbour most of the time. I'm sure there's some form of, like I said before on the way in here, there was like a caravan park, static home park along there. So now we're nice and gently making our way out of the harbour. And here comes a helicopter. And they gave us a very lovely send-off. Not sure this is a regular thing. I don't believe it happened on the previous occasions we were there. That was 4 years ago though, but fantastic to see. And they came back for another flew past her. The gentleman next to me, he was enjoying it as much as I was too. Like everybody else was as well, all around were. It was a nice highlight. starting our way back across the North Sea. Back to the River Tyne. So we're making our way back now, going to head up the coast, and just obviously the complete opposite of how we started the journey. It's going to be pretty much bang on that course on the way back, just in reverse though. We started the day, like the previous day, getting up around 7 o'clock to go for breakfast. I skipped breakfast. I wasn't feeling too good, not seasick or anything like that, just felt a little bit under the weather. So I thought I'm going to get some shots outside with a bit of fresh air. Works wonders apparently. Another nice morning. Plenty of people up on the sky bar, enjoying the morning sun. There's an identical bar, kiosk, serving counter on the other side, which is this. And right next to it was a menu. And the drinks prices were okay, I suppose. They're on holiday. They're going to be a little bit more than in a pub, I suppose, but not too bad. Lovely view, looking out to the sea from the back. So, making our way back along the North Yorkshire coast up towards Teesside, passing one or two places.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are? What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
If you're tall, watch your head when you're out and about on these decks.
How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain?
I can't remember if it was this day or the day what we were going, but one side of the ship was a lot more blustery, windy than the other. Obviously that was to do with the wind direction, but it was just a strange contrast.
It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder.
I think extremely windy on one side and absolutely calm on the other.
How come the trees get undressed when it's cold. And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes, until winter comes. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Ooh, I just wonder.
Kind of passing the time. Lovely, dramatic skies. Always a favourite of mine.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder.
I keep looking at these horizons and they seem a little bit off, as though they're on an angle a little bit, but I think that has to do with the camera setting, being away at sea, etc. It's not on flat land. Probably should have put it through some kind of recalibration, but I think the seas and unevenness was putting it off, and so I was getting wonky horizons. I've altered a few, but still. When you're in your cabins and you put the TV on one of the channels, it shows you, it must be from the captain and the crew's point of view at the front of the ship. Yeah, get a nice view. I'd love to have gotten a few shots from the front, but yeah, it wasn't somewhere that was accessible, unfortunately. If I could, it would be nice. So, heading along the coast currently, hugging it, heading northwest up to the mouth of the Tyne there. Kind of like make out a few little landmarks along the way that you recognise around like Sunderland and South Tyneside. To the low top, a bank hill that overlooks the mouth of the Tyne. Great viewpoint looking down across the mouth from there. I know I've talked about this in other videos, but I went down one early one Sunday morning. I wanted to get a few shots just to, complement the shots that I'd gotten.
So I've come down, that's the bank I was standing on before, overlooking the mouth. I've come down now to the beach area. We saw a little one or two shots of these on the way out. The conversation piece, the sculptures. Very interesting. If you're ever in South Shields and around the beach here, it's nice to pop along and just have a look at them. I remember when they first were introduced, they were nicknamed the Weebles, after the 1970s toys, which I kind of barely remember, but I remember they wobbled, but they didn't fall down. So the ship's due to dock at north of the Riverside about 9:15, I think. So this is approximately about 8:30 a.m. The ship gets to a certain point, and then you feel it changing course from northwesterly to more westerly on its approach to the Tyne. I was hoping to pick a morning for these kind of shots, seeing the ferry coming in. I was hoping to match, the skies. And it was fairly similar, I would think. That's looking up the coast northwards, and this obviously is looking at the coast to the south. Passed by the two piers, the lighthouses on either side, and make our way along the Tyne now. And this is some of the sights that you'll see on your way in. The tortoise that sits outside of the Little Haven Hotel that you can see there behind. Right next to the Groyne Lighthouse. Obviously this is me, popping along that fine Sunday morning, not too long ago, probably about a fortnight after we got back from the Amsterdam trip. just gone along the end of this pier here to get a nice viewpoint of the ferry coming in. And the ferry isn't too far from here at this point. Kind of like see it poking above the southern pier, the stack, making its way along to this point. That's the northern pier, looking up the coast to Tynemouth, Whitley Bay and beyond. South pier, and you can see South Shields running southwards there. At a certain point it will become Sunderland. Don't think you can get on this pier at the moment. A lot of people used to do their fishing on the pier, but I think it's been closed to the public for a while now. Here's the Priory and Castle. Nice beach there to the right of the shot.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many, when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
So we're gonna just follow the river now. Run along both. You'll see some nice sights on north and south sides of the river.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow.
Gonna go past the North Shields Fish Quay, past the ferry landings north and south.
This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses
On our way approaching the herd Groyne that we saw earlier, where I'm standing getting shots of the ferry coming in.
and when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a race.
This is the fish quay that you can see at the bottom of the screen.
Borrow, there's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day
This is quite a lengthy shot of the Groyne. Just gonna let it play out basically. Kind of had thoughts of doing a form of time lapse with it, but I did that back in late 2022, I'm sure. And
today.
like I say, just let it play out.
Gotta give today. It's a good day today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give.
Plenty of gulls flying around the ferry, as well as the fishing boats that come in and out.
It's a good day to live. This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding.
An interesting fact, in the mouth of the Tyne, we do get dolphins from time to time.
When the old one's gone under the knife, and I can feel the sun on my skin.
On board the ship, they had an area where you could go along and learn a little bit about the whale sightings along the route.
Today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow.
There was like a children's area where they could go along and listen to a talk about the marine life, basically, and along the route that the ferry travels along and back.
To see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this.
I still live along the coast from here, so a couple of miles further south from here, just on the coast. I used to live there for a couple of decades. It's nice to have that on your doorstep. I mean, it was still about a 5-10 minute walk for me to get to Marston Rock from where I lived, but relatively very close.
Tomorrow, there's no time to borrow today.
So this is a daily occurrence in the Tyne, this particular ferry and its companion, the King Seaways. This is a little time lapse I did of the ferry coming in and show the opposite side of that, me getting my shots using a kind of gimbal for my phone. So yeah, we're approaching the North Shields fish quay.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no
Popular with restaurants and bars. Been for an evening out here. Last year made a little film concerning the trip from the south side to the north side on the ferry and back. Went for a meal and some drinks, friend's birthday. Lovely evening. You'll see some shots of that coming up soon. I'll show a little excerpt from that particular video. As soon as the ferry got out of sight there, went home for breakfast. But anyway, back on board. That's the quayside. Nice evening, nice place to go for a meal and a few drinks. The fish quay traces its origins to 1225 AD. The North Shields Fish Quay began as a series of seasonal fishermen's huts meant to supply the monks and has operated for over 8 centuries. So approaching the ferry landings, the South Shields and the North Shields ferry landings. Again, I'll show a few shots from the film I made last year of the ferry itself. So we're looking currently at the north side, North Shield. And as we move further west, we're going to come to the ferry landing. And here we are looking to the south side, South Shields. like I say, I did a film last year concerning the Shields Ferry. I put a excerpt or highlights of that particular film here. Thought it, appropriate to show it. There's been a ferry, one form or another, crossing the Tyne for quite a long time. I go into a little bit more detail in the film itself about its history. It's a relatively quick journey, to be honest with you. Once you're on there, I think it takes about 10 minutes or so. You get some lovely sights, especially on a lovely summer's eve like that was. Made it back for the last one though. Can't remember what time of night that was. It was getting on for about 11 o'clock at night. Check the schedule.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Everything that I own.
And we're going to go past the South Shields Riverside Development.
Unexpected love was found.
Again, I'll show a couple of shots that I took last year for the Amsterdam video that I did of our trips in late 2022, and I thought I'd put a few of them on here. So here we are on the south side, and we're passing over where the Shields ferry landing is. Go along there past the customs house, and this area here, that's where it's been real developed. So to my back here will be the customs house. We're looking down, that's where obviously the ferry that I'm on is moored. That's the DFDS Newcastle. And this is the building site on the south side. Went and got a couple of shots of it. This is approximately a year ago, so probably go back in and see how it's getting along. And this is what the weather was when we came back I think these shots will be from December of 2022. What it looked like then.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say, you're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say
It would be nice and still on the way back, but on the way there it was, the seas were a bit rough.
you, so slow. Hold you in my arms, won't let go.
And that's the Riverside Development in late 2022. The shots that you saw earlier was from summer of 2025.
You're the rose,
And now this is late May of 2026.
you're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say, you're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you.
One last shot of the ferry. So, people visiting England, they tend to take a little wander over to one of the nearest cities, which is Newcastle upon Tyne. A little bit further along there, there's a coach that picks you up from there to take you to the ferry, and I believe one from the ferry to take you to Newcastle as well. So I'm just going to leave you with a few facts concerning the mouth of the Tyne. So I asked Google to summarise some of the River Tyne's history, and this is what it gave me. So the mouth of the River Tyne has been a vital maritime hub for over 800 years. From its origins as a medieval fishing settlement to a major industrial powerhouse. The river entrance, anchored by the Tynemouth Priory and Castle and the North Shields Fish Quay, has been instrumental in driving the region's coal and shipping history. Before the medieval era, the Romans established a signal station on the Tynemouth headland and the crucial ford of Segedunum just upriver at Wallsend, marking the eastern flank of Hadrian's Wall. A monastery was founded on the headland as early as the 7th century, which later became heavily fortified Benedictine Priory, which was frequently raided by Vikings before turning into a royal coastal fortress over Henry VIII's reign. With the explosion of the Industrial Revolution, the Tyne became a premier port for coal and global shipbuilding. To protect the ships from the treacherous Black Middens rocks, massive engineering feats, the North and South Piers, were constructed at the river mouth in the late 19th century. The mouth of the Tyne has largely transitioned from a primary industrial gateway into a hub for trade, leisure and tourism. Well, thanks very much for watching. More content on the way as soon as we have a few more holidays. If you haven't hit the subscriber button already, please do. Costs nothing, but really helps the channel out. Thank you very much.